Trying to do anything is expensive. Now, you've probably seen the meme before, the animal mocking the human for paying to exist, and yeah, it can be kind of painful sometimes, especially because of inflation and rising prices of essentials and such. But what the meme fails to understand is that the animal has to deal with more risks than we do. Yeah, if you think about it, sure, a goose is able to just spread its wings and take off and soar, while we humans have to pay for things like a car or an Uber ride, gas, or an Uber ride tip just to get anywhere further than, I don't know, a mile from where you live, assuming it's even safe to walk where you are. The goose, or any animal in general, has to face risks like predators, starvation, spending time to find food, whereas we humans can either get food delivered to us or just walk into a store and pay using money and then walk out with it. Yeah, another thing that the meme fails to capture is the fact that the wild animal wouldn't be able to comprehend things like leisure time. So they would have no concept of video games or TV or going out to restaurants or such. Yeah, it does cost money to go places, or it costs money to be able to really do anything. So think about it. I go out and play Pokemon Go. I just open the game on my phone, step outside the house, start a time to walk on my Apple Watch with Fitness Plus, and then I start walking. I walk up to a certain spot in the game to spin a Pokestop. I go to a Pokemon Go gym to claim it and then spin for items. I go to a Dynamax or a Gigantamaxing spot to gather particles and defeat the Pokemon that's there. Yeah, all that did cost money. I had to spend $1,200 on the phone that I used to play the game that Niantic, the Pokemon company, and I don't know who else had to invest money into to set up the servers, to set up the GPS locations, to program the game to have Pokemon spawn, to change it up for the autumn stuff they have going on right now. I had to spend money on the watch and the Fitness Plus service to be able to track my movement and have access to the time to walk on Fitness Plus so that I could have more motivation to work out and have something nice to listen to. That's about 250 for the watch plus 38 a month for Apple One Premiere. Yeah, that costs money even though I didn't spend any money when I opened the door and opened the game and started the time to walk on my watch. I guess what I'm trying to say is it costs money to run the things that you want to do for fun, which is why they typically charge money. Or it's subsidized by the government like a public park, which you're indirectly paying for it with tax dollars. Now, I wouldn't say that it's technically yours after a certain point, because my stance is once money leaves someone's hand, like if it's willfully given in the form of taxation, assuming you're not a believer in taxation as theft, it's no longer your money. I give the movie theater $5 for my movie ticket on Tuesday. That $5 is no longer mine. The government takes whatever it takes out of the paycheck before it arrives. Okay, I'm not thrilled by it, but it's no longer mine, and the way I see it, it all gets assimilated into a big pool of money that's then put towards things that tax dollars go for, like a public park. But yeah, that's how I rationalize ordering my groceries from a supermarket that sells alcohol, even though I personally am not buying that specific product. See, I mentioned in the video about why I don't drink that I really don't like alcohol and I don't want anything to do with it. I do have to draw the line somewhat there in terms of what I'm willing to do. As far as I'm concerned, as long as I'm not spending money on alcohol, if if the money that the store gets from my purchase of cheese cracker sandwiches, pizza, pasta, chicken patties. If any of that just happens to get spent on resupplying the alcohol aisle, guess what? It's not my money anymore. See, if I decided not to spend money anywhere that even sells alcohol, first, I wouldn't be able to see any movies because the movie theater I go to has a bar. Very simple. I just don't order alcohol there. Problem solved. If what they get from my sliders or popcorn goes towards alcohol resupply, not my money anymore. Yeah, not only that, but if I were to try tracking down a grocery store that didn't sell alcohol, I would either have to make much fewer trips somewhere further out, get fewer deliveries from further out, or die of starvation. I would much rather not die of starvation, so I'm gonna spend my money on the specific products that I like and not boycott entire companies because they have a product or service I don't like, or this particular product or service is anti consumer. Now, if I don't like a product, I'm not going to buy that product. If I don't like a service, I'm not going to buy that service. I will get what I think is the best value from wherever and then move on. Well, anyway, back to everything costing money. People complain about the iPhone costing so much. Well, it's not just the fact that Apple doesn't sell your personal data to make up for the losses. There's the research and development that goes into it after even before the product material. The reason that an Uber costs what it costs, Uber the company had to set up servers so that you could call an Uber and so that the driver could receive your call. And then the driver has the expenses of the car and gas and etc. Everything has a price. There really is no such thing as a free lunch. So yeah, I'm not saying we're any more or less free than the wild animal from the meme about paying to exist. Things cost money to make. Services cost money to run. If we really were free like the wild animal, there would be a lot less security. Yeah, if we didn't have money to symbolize the value of something, to quantify it, then everything would just be a free-for-all and it would be anarchy. So you know what? I am willing to pay what I need to for a service that provides me value. I am willing to pay for groceries if it means that I don't have to spend all my time hunting and gathering or having to fight another person for supplies of any kind. I would much rather pay $20 for an Uber than have to either walk way further than I would like to. I would rather pay that than have to walk all that distance or hitchhike or anything like that. So, yeah, that's all I gotta say on this topic. Let me know in the comments down below if you agree with me or not. And subscribe for more videos like this. I'll see you soon.